Okay, one of the first things you want to get is a decent actual toolbox. I got this one here, this Stanley one. Cost £25 off Screwfix. As you can see, you can store quite a bit of stuff in it. It's quite a large, heavy duty toolbox. Good deal, I think, 25 quid. A tool belt. That's probably one of the first things you want to get yourself. Instead of keep going back to the toolbox, you want to get yourself a tool belt. Get a selection of insulated screwdrivers. Make sure they've got the insulation on the shaft. You don't want to be using like the ones that have just got metal there, because if you touch something live, you're gonna get electric shock. So get yourself a selection of them, all different sizes, posi drive, flatheads. Get yourself a cordless screwdriver, it'll come in handy. This one, it's just a cheap one, 16 quid off Screwfix, but it's well up to the job, it's good, it's worth the money. I say the only problem with this is the bits that you get with it, they're quite cheap and quite soft. So what you best do is go out and buy some extra bits for the ends. Get some better quality ones. They'll last a lot longer. Back to the tool belt. You want a tape. Some wire cutters. These are wire cutters, screw dash bolt croppers, crimpers, pretty much do it all. They're not the best, like, but they're cheap and they do the job. That's probably one of the main tools you'll use. A pair of side cutters. Get some good quality ones of them. These ones ain't too bad. I've got a few sets of these. Yeah, you'll definitely need some of them. Get yourself one of these voltage indicators. They're just really good. Like when you pull the floorboards up and you're not sure if the wires are live or not, you just stick this down there and it'll show up, like, you know, if there's any power. I'll just quickly show you. Yeah, that sort of thing. The next thing you want to get yourself, which is a really good thing to get, is get yourself an SDS drill. Same again, this one was really cheap. I think I paid £42 for this. And I mean, it's from Screwfix again. It's rated, but it makes your job so much easier. You know, the hammer drill action on this, it cuts through stone like it's just going through butter. Plus it's got the chisel. It's got the chisel thing on it, so like when you need to take out, if you need to take out the bricks or, you know, chasing into stuff, it just makes your job so much easier than using a hammer and bolster. I mean, this is a cheap one, like I say. You can get ones of them a lot more expensive, but 40 quid, you know what I mean? It's going to save a lot of hassle. Yeah, get yourself a cordless drill as well, just in case you get into a situation where you've got no electricity, and then you know, at least you've got a backup. This is not the best one, as I say, but it's sufficient for like drilling, you know, putting like raw plugs in and stuff like that. Yeah, get yourself an extension lead. They always come in handy. Get yourself some ear defenders. Keep yourself all safe. Hard hat, you don't really need that for domestic, but it's best to have one. Moving on to the toolbox. Get yourself standing knife. Standing knifes always come in handy, cutting wires and etc. And a few more insulated screwdrivers. Another pair of side cutters. A couple of pairs of long nose pliers. This is one of them plug-in testers. These are really good as well. You know, when you're trying to find it, some houses you go in, like you'll turn the breaker off and it's not necessarily that the sockets are off, but a quick way of testing it, you can plug this in and it will beep. I'll just show you. Yeah. So then if you turn the breaker off, it'll go off. It's just an easy way of like checking things. Another one of those pen things. Voltage indicator. Another handy little thing to have. This and that plug thing together, I think it cost about £11 from Screwfix. It's worth getting just for the £11. Next up, you want to get yourself a decent like lump hammer. Like I say, this one was about £6. It's a £3 lump hammer. Get yourself a bolster. When you got to chase out plaster work, you know, for like when you, it's just, I mean, you could use the drill, the SDS drill, but sometimes it's a bit too powerful. You know, when you want to do a bit more like neater work, it's probably better to use one of these. Claw hammer. Everybody needs one of these. Just a cheap multimeter. I think I ended up paying about £8 for this one. It does the job, you know what I mean? It's good for, I mean, you can't use this for proper testing though, but it comes in handy for just messing around. Okay, crimp pack. You're pretty much definitely going to need one of these. The amount of times that you'll do a job and you just, you know, it's just best to get one of these, definitely. Get yourself a pack of raw plugs. When you're sticking sockets on and that, like you say, it's always better to put a raw plug in if you want the plug to stop on the wall. Get yourself a pack of these, you know, cable clips. You're always going to need them. I think I bought these out of Poundland or somewhere like that. It's just really cheap. Pack of screws. You're always going to need screws. These pushing connectors. These are great. These are. I'd definitely invest in some of these. Okay. Oh yeah, and definitely a pack of cable ties. You definitely need some of them. Okay, a lot of people, they buy a hacksaw. I have got a hacksaw, but for cutting like plastic trunking and the plastic like 20mm piping and that, I use one of these fine cut saws. I'd say the reason why I do, because I use one of these Mitre Blocks. Now these are great, because if you put your trunking in here and then you cut it, you know you're getting an exact 90-degree cut. You're not holding it in your hand and just guessing, and then you know, when you put it in, it's exact. And the same when you want to do a corner, if you put it onto the 45-degree cut and you cut it, and then you cut the other one opposite 45-degree cut, you get a perfect cut. When you join them together, it's just such a better finish. So I mean, I'd advise getting a hacksaw as well if you do a lot of metal, you know, your conduit and stuff like that. But like I say, I only really do domestic, so like I usually just use plastic, so this is fine for me. Okay, the rest of the stuff is just like a metal ruler, an adjustable spanner, a couple of wood chisels, a scraper, bit of masking tape. You'll need electrical tape as well. I always carry a bit of this around with me, this chalk stuff as well, because when you're doing like trunking and that, sometimes the wall's not exactly straight, so you put your trunking on, it sticks on. But then if you put a bead of this behind it, it just gives it that nice professional finish. It just looks a lot better. You could probably put some of these. It's very, it's very doubtful you use these, but I just got them anyway. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Yeah, I hope that gives you a rough idea of what to get. And I mean, that will keep you going. That will get you out there and get jobs done. I mean, you could do with one of those like fishing wire things that you know when you're trying to pull cables up through the walls and that. I ain't got one of them myself at the moment, because what I'll do if I'm doing a rewire, I'll just tape the wires onto the old wires and just pull them through. And that seems to do me fine. Okay, that's the end anyway now, so I hope that's helped somebody. And like I say, that's a budget kit. You can get much more stuff than that, but that is just a starter kit. It gives you a rough idea, you know, what you want to put in your toolkit. Thanks for watching.